back with the Indie Magazine podcast. Today we've got a special episode with Kevin Basset, chief music journalist and resident musician, and Fyah Pon Drums, a rapper based in Las Vegas, part of a series accompanying the release of Kevin's new album, Flows. Enjoy.
How's it going? Jeremy, what's up?
It's going great. I was just dropping my wife at her job. I just got here again to the studio, and we're ready, brother. How you doing? How you doing this morning?
Great. Yeah, I was up late because we did the open mic last night, and it was super crowded. And then I got home, and my roommate wanted to talk to me about money, which is the most like random thing. And so I just stayed up way too late and slept in a little bit too much. I like missed my alarm, but I got ready and I'm like here. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped that I'm here.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. So first, I'm curious so you just put out the new song with Larry, the I'm Fyah, right? Or is that not out yet? Is that out or no?
It's only on SoundCloud. It's not out. It's not out in any other platform yet.
Okay. I know I've listened to it plenty of times, which is really good, by the way. I really liked I'm Fyah. I think you did a really good job on it. And then you put up Mirror Scene recently too with Shikati.
Yes.
So what else are you working on right now? What's the next thing?
So right now, as the tour is coming, I have also a song. A song with Balance and another song with JT Hernandez. We also working with Truth on another song, but we haven't recorded any of it. Okay. The other two are already finished. I'm just waiting for my engineer to finish mixing. Shout out to my engineer, DVND, back in Colombia. So we just waiting on those couple songs and preparing some acoustic songs for the tour. I have a couple songs that are more into the romantic side, and I want to perform those as an acoustic, just with an acoustic guitar, and try to give different vibes on some of the performance during the tour. So I'm really excited about that.
As you should be. That sounds awesome. I did not know you were an acoustic guitar player. That's going to be sick. You're just like a multi-instrumentalist. You just do everything, don't you?
Yeah, I've been playing instruments for a while, but I'm like just intermediate in all of them. Not really a pro. But I have my understanding on harmony and stuff like that. So that allows me to compose and sometimes to accompany myself with the instruments on the songs I compose. So I'm very grateful for that. It comes from family. My uncles are musicians, so they taught me a little bit about guitar, percussion, different stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, and you grew up in Colombia. You grew up in Bogota, right? Or did you grow up? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Miami, and then I grew up in Bogota. That is the capital. Very cold city, very rainy cities. It rains a lot. So I've been living in the United States already for 6 years. This is my third time here, and I'm very thankful about Vegas. First of all, because the community, people like you, people like Larry, Shikati, that we are striving to make this community stronger. I'm very excited for the song we have together. It was something that took me a little bit by surprise about the topic of the song, and then you gave me the chance also to express some feelings that I had inside me, and then I took the opportunity just to let them out from some past experiences, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, interesting. I love doing this part of this like having these conversations, because I had like no idea that that it was like a way to express something that you'd like kept for a while, that had like even though it was from a past experience, it was still like in the back of your brain there, and it was like this great opportunity to like let that out and express it.
Yes, yes. And I love these. I love these spaces too because sometimes when we are at events and stuff like that, we're just walking around, too much people. There is no like. Sometimes we just need this space to talk about this stuff. And yeah, for me it was. I feel like it was some synchronicity when I got to your place and you played the song, and I was like, wow. It took me by surprise, but it was a really good surprise. And I'm happy Quédate came out as it is right now because it's a really good song. I really like it. I really like it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think it's excellent. I love just everything about it. I think you were like the perfect person to start it out. It was tough because I was looking, like I had the song and I was like, I know I want someone to rap in Spanish on it. And I think I'd seen you once and I was like, okay, I've just seen him once. Like, I don't really remember what his performance was like because I wasn't looking at that point. I just like saw you perform at one of the Larry Coleman events. And I was like, okay, I need to hear him again. And then Larry Coleman hosted an open mic that I was over. And then you showed up, did your thing, and it was just stunning. I was just like, oh, okay, this guy's amazing. I definitely want him on this song. So I texted you, sent you the song, and you came back with, and then you came over and we recorded it, and you just destroyed. Like you like had such an interesting rhythmic approach to it, and you were able to express something so cool that led so well into the song. And you had like such a nice like build and energy with your cadence, and I was just like, oh, sick. Like we've got a dope thing coming out of this because I had the hook that Harley provided, and I had that second verse, but I was like, shoot, I need something like awesome to open this up, and you just destroyed. You nailed it. It was awesome.
Thank you, brother. And it's for example, when we performed the song at Taberna, the song it starts just with 2 notes in the piano, and I go straight into the verse.
Yeah.
So I was kind of nervous. I was kind of nervous in that event because the DJ just went for it. He was like, play, like, whoa. And we just figured it out, bro. Like he flew, he flowed so good. And
it was perfect. You did amazing.
Good performance. Yeah, I think you too, bro. Like for you to be writing and having your lyrics in Spanish is something that I respect because you actually write pretty good. It's like you're making sense of what you're saying.
Right.
So it was a very, very interesting. It is a very interesting song. I really enjoy it. To be honest, when I first heard the song, I was confused. I was like, I didn't wanted to ask you if it was you because I knew it was you, but it just sounded different. So then until you told me, I wrote this one. I've been learning Spanish for some time, and I have audience in Latin America that watched your content. So I thought it was pretty cool that you are actually taking that approach. That is not easy. It's not easy to try to come up with lyrics with a language that is not your native language, and I think you did a really, really good job with it. With transmitting the idea, the context, and the lyrics to what you wanted to say is just perfectly understandable, and it was something that also pushed me to do a good job for the song.
Interesting. Okay, I appreciate the compliment so much. Also, because I felt so nervous writing it because this is the first song I've put out that's fully in Spanish. I've had songs where like most of it in Spanish is a little bits in English, and most of those I've written with other people who also speak Spanish, or I've had songs where I'll have like a bridge in Spanish or like half of the words in Spanish, but I've never done one where it's like entirely in Spanish. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be so terrible at this. I was so nervous that I was like that my writing wasn't good. And I showed Harley, who sings the hook on this, and she was like, "Oh no, this is good." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank goodness."
Yeah.
Because I was so nervous that it was not like up to par. Because I just have like high standards. I'm like, if it's gonna be like, because I really like good Latin music, you know. I'm really into like
Yeah.
Rosalia, Maná, Juanes. Just there's so many phenomenal Latin artists that I want to pay respects to, and I'm like, I don't want to release something that's not great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I understand, completely understand. And for me, like now that you put it that way, for me it's the same with English. So I've had a couple, I have a couple songs in English, but it's always that thought in my mind that am I having the right pronunciation? Am I having the right words? Am I writing in the right way? But also I've been learning not to overthink too much, and also ask for assistance whenever it's needed. Uh, and I think that's what happened with Mercin with Shikari.
Mm-hmm.
This song I've been like just mixing English and Spanish, trying to make sense of what I want to say. Of course, we can also keep improving. We're improving every day, and that's the gain about not overthinking anything, is that you will realize where you have to improve, and then you will improve. If we just overthinking, we never do anything. We're just gonna be there in the same spot. So it's something that I've been practicing these days, is not to overthink too much, and just let it flow. Like just let it flow. If it comes out, it comes out, and love it as the way it is. Of course, try to make it good, but not overthink too much anything.
I love that. I feel like that's such an important lesson, is to like kind of let it flow out and get like find yourself in the zone, and don't be critical of yourself while you're doing it. Like look at it afterwards, and after you've created the project, and say, okay, how do I feel about this? But while you're doing it, just let it happen. I love that approach. I think you're right on with that.
Yeah, and just love it, because it's a creation of ours. I mean, every song is like a little child that has its unique unique characteristics, unique everything. So because we are just different every day, and we also have different, our perspective of the world is always changing. So I really see music as a transport for ideas, and for those powerful ideas that change people's behaviors. And if we have that big power on people, we sometimes we really need to take responsibility and use it well. Use lyrics that really will impact on people, lyrics that people will remember, something that will be good for them, not only toxicity or a lot of things that we see around these days.
Yeah, that is super important. Do you feel like writing in English, the little bit that you've done, has informed or changed the way you write in Spanish? Like, do you feel like it's improved your Spanish performance in any way, or is that really not having much of an impact there?
Writing in English?
Yeah.
Well, that's a very interesting question. I will say just in some aspects, probably just probably in the way for example, I stopped using so many probably slang words.
Oh, okay.
Because if I'm here, like, people that will speak Spanish won't speak slang words that we use in Colombia.
Right.
So I've been changing that. I've been finding probably more general words that most of the people can understand, because if you speak Spanish, you probably just don't know the slang in Colombia that is different than the slang in Mexico, and Chile is different.
Right.
So I think that's something that has been I've been changing, is the use of words. So Yeah, that was a very interesting question. The use of words and the way I say things, make sure people can understand.
Mm.
Because people, for example, people like you, that you understand Spanish, and you are from here, you're from the United States.
Right.
For example, Juanes and Rosalia, or those artists that you listen to, sometimes they use those words that are very general and then just stick in your mind. Um, they're not coming up with some very crazy slang words or something that is too confused. So I've been working on that. I've been working on, make songs in Spanish that can be memorable and digestible for all type of audiences, and that's something that have changed since I've been living here.
Interesting. That's really cool, actually. Yeah. I like.
Yeah.
I like thinking things that way of like, okay, let's make sure as many people as possible can understand what I'm talking about. And I don't want to like overuse slang words because I don't want it to just, you're like, I don't want to just be a Colombian artist, you know?
Exactly.
I don't want my music just to pop up in Colombia is what you're trying to like express, you know? You want to make sure that it can reach absolutely everyone. Like even people like me who are in the United States who understand Spanish, because I don't know any Colombian slang. You know, I know lots of Chilean slang, but I don't know any Colombian slang.
Exactly. And there's a lot. It's the same happened to me when I got here to the United States. I learned English back in Colombia, but it's academic. We learned the way to speak it. When I got here, it was different. Some people were just saying some words or talking in a certain way that it was really hard for me to understand, even though I studied English back in Colombia. Those, the context and where you at, it changed everything. So I've been every time I've been writing new songs, I've been thinking on that, on use more generic words, something general, something more universal, more reach different audiences. Yeah.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, I feel like I definitely experienced that when I first moved to Chile because I'd studied Spanish a little bit. And then when I got there, I was like, ooh, this is not the language I learned.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. And more about Chile. Chile, for me, it's hard to understand people from Chile sometimes.
It's impossible.
So
they also don't pronounce their S's at all.
Yes, that's true. Nothing. That's true.
And then like they slur their words together. Like it's not ado, it's ao. Like como tal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very, very complicated to understand people from Chile sometimes. It's the same from Costa Rica. They don't pronounce the R or words like that. So yeah, you have to get used to it. You have to get used to it to really understand what it means.
I mean, one blessing I think you have as a Colombian artist, and maybe this is why we've seen so many great artists come out of Colombia, like Shakira, like Maluma's from Colombia too, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons we've seen so much is because your guys' pronunciation is so good and it's so clear and easy to understand. You know?
Yes. I've heard that a couple of times. We don't speak too fast. We have more round words that you can easily understand. Yeah.
It's a pleasure to hear. Every time I've met a Colombian and like heard him speak Spanish, I'm just like, oh, this is the prettiest Spanish. It's so so good. It's just great.
Shout out to all my people in Colombia.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you, brother. For real. I've been practicing my English too a lot. I have this little confusion sometimes with past tense and present tense, and I've been just asking people whenever it happens to correct me to, you're using a past tense, you need to use a present, or you're using a present, you need to use a past. So it's all about learning. Sometimes people are shy to ask, but if we don't ask, we will never learn. So we need to ask. Same to you. If sometimes you feel that you want to learn more Spanish, just ask me, bro, whenever.
Great.
How to build a phrase, how to build if any words that you want to, just just let me know. That's why we're here. We're here to grow and learn.
I
And
love that. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
that's yes, you're welcome. And that's what this city has been teaching me. Is like we're here for each other. We're not here for ourselves. We're here for each other. And that's how we make something that is precious, that we can really grow together and will make an impact on people that we want to be, you know?
Mm, I love that. I love that sentiment. I have felt that a lot in Vegas, especially in the hip hop community. Everyone is very like, we're all friends. Let's make great stuff together. Like people are
Yes.
constantly collaborating with each other. It's the coolest thing. And you're a great example of that.
Thank you, brother. Yes, it's very different from I was living in California for a while, and I didn't have so many collaborations as I've been having here. It's probably because it's more expensive state. I was working more. I was putting more time in just survival.
Mm,
Once I got here, it gave me a little, some air, some space to go out and start, meeting more people, learning about, the scene here, the hip hop scene and everything. Shout out to Danny from Toto Entertainment. He was the first person that actually hired Amelia for a photo shoot. And he
oh,
was like the door. He was like the door for everything. He introduced when Toto Entertainment made the first open mic, that Larry Coleman was the winner. That was the first time I met Larry Coleman, and
mm,
I'm very grateful for that one. Again, shout out to Danny because he's always working for the community, and he was a door. He was a door for us, for to the city of Las Vegas, to the community, to the hip hop scene, and I'll be always thankful for that. And we've been working in a lot of stuff lately. We have that song with Larry, the song with Balance, the song with
yeah,
Truth. I'm working on some acoustic songs. Very excited about
yeah.
this tour. I got some merchandise done. You're gonna have some of the merchandise. I'm working on some posters,
Oh, awesome.
stickers, shirts. Yeah, because I want to get into on people's hearts more.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
I love it. I'm very excited. I totally want a shirt once they're out. I'm totally
yes,
into that.
for sure.
What was I gonna ask? There was something else. Oh yeah. Um okay. So I'm curious if you have had similar experiences to this. And if not, that's totally fine. But I just realized it once I put out Kelete. Because like I said, I was incredibly nervous about my Spanish. And then I've heard some artists who do stuff in Spanish, and I was like, what is this writing? I was just like not impressed with their lyrical content in Spanish. And I was like, okay, I'm not terrible. Do you ever feel like that? Like putting out songs in English where you're like, oh, this person's so bad, I can do this. Like, does that ever happen where that gives you uh, inspiration and you're like, okay, it really is possible. Like, this is what's going on. I can get into this crowd.
Yes, yes, yeah. That thought has passed my mind too. More when I listen to mambo rap, like mambo rap. I'm like, I can definitely do something. Like, yeah, I can definitely do something because I've learned also it's about the vibes that the song has itself,
Yeah,
uh, and the sounds and everything will help will help, for example, a mumble rap to be something because he just
right.
has probably a good production behind it, and that some people get mad about mumble rap. I will say it was something that inspired me because I was like, I don't know how to mumble, but I'm sure that if I do a good job, I can have a couple good songs in English without
Right.
mumbling, but without try to express what I want to say.
Yeah.
And also that I've been learning how to love is my accent.
I
Uh,
love your accent.
yes, sometimes I was that was something that was holding me to write in English. It's like no, I think probably just the accent. The delivery is not gonna be the same. And I was like, well, but if it's not gonna be the same, probably it's good. So
Yeah.
I just took that thought out of my mind, stopped overthinking that, and I was like, I'm just gonna write. and I'm sure I have friends and I have people around that will be happy to give me some feedback and let me know where I'm having some grammar mistakes or some pronunciation mistakes. And it's all about that. Is take the first step and then realize that we're not alone. That there's more people taking the same step with us. And
Yeah.
then yeah, it's something that I've been practicing. Is more about my pronunciation and stuff like that. It's not overthink it. It's like it's okay. If people love it, and if you don't like it, well, completely. I respect your opinion, but there will be more people that will enjoy it, and I will focus on the positive more than in the negative.
I
That's
love
how I
that.
see it. Yeah.
And you should, because I think your accent's great, and I think it adds a lot of character to your performances in English. I think it works really, really well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Something that I want to keep working on, of course. And I want to get another song with you, sir, if it's possible.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you send me something, I will sing or rap or do whatever you want on it. I am
Lovely. Lovely.
I am
Yes, I have a couple of ideas. Yes.
great. I am, as you should know, I'm totally down. I'm totally into the Fyah thing. So I would love to be part of anything you're doing.
Really appreciate it, Kevin.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
absolutely. And
Oh, yeah.
what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So I was wondering what were sort of some of you, because I know your family taught you to play guitar and to play drums and percussion. What were some of the things that you grew up like listening to down in Colombia?
Wow. My family is a salsa lover.
Oh,
I
okay,
grew up
cool.
with a lot of salsa, a lot of Joey Arroyo, a lot of Puerto Rican salsa, Colombian salsa, merengue like Juan Luis Guerra,
Yeah.
Oro Sólido. I grew up with a lot of vallenato also, Diomedes Díaz, what's the name? Diomedes Díaz. We have this El Binomio de Oro, Jorge Oñate, a lot of Colombian artists. That was mostly what my family was listening to. I have two uncles that they live out of music. They are musicians. They have a vallenato group back in Colombia, and
Cool.
that's what they do. So every time we had like a family party, let's say a birthday or Christmas or New Year's Eve, my uncles were always there with their group. So I was really exposed since a child to live music, to musicians, to amplifiers,
Yeah.
to all this kind of stuff. So, and also something that I feel that helped a lot my feeling the music was dancing. So my family, my mom was like, "You're not gonna be the embarrassment to the family. You're gonna learn how to dance." So they taught me how to dance salsa, merengue, vallenato. So when you dance, you're feeling the music in another way,
Mhm.
different as a musician. So I
Mm.
feel that makes some connection in my brain, and is being building the person who I am right now. So if it makes you dance, it's good.
Yeah.
so so I've been that's been mostly my background. It was mostly Colombian music, just very folkloric music. My parents never had contact with rock from the 90s, 80s, 60s. They were not really into any other type of music other than like folkloric music from Colombia. So that was my exposure. That's why I feel I love bass guitar. Sometimes I know now that we're in this era of productions, um, instruments are being a little bit underrated.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people stop buying guitars. A lot of people stop buying bass because everything is now from a computer. Uh, but I feel that I feel that instruments carry in itself certain essence that will make a piece of music memorable because it will have more energy into it. Is different for me. It's different to play a bass line, build a bass line on my DAW with my mouse and just like
Right.
clicking, then take my bass guitar and really take a journey, see what can I do, experiment, uh, use my body, feel the waves in different ways. So that's why I've been buying my instruments lately, learning more about instruments because is the essence of music. We grew up with that. The music was born with instruments, with strings, with drums. Everything that we're doing now in music is just something about this generation. It's something new that it just evolves. But the essence is gonna be always from the strings or from the drums. That's the essence of music. So um, I'm very happy and I'm very grateful about my background because it gives me different perspectives about what I want to compose and what I want to produce and who I want to collaborate with. And I feel this is just like a map for me on my journey. To yeah, that's how I see my background, just as a map to help me find ways during these times about in new collaborations, people that can appreciate a little bit more that essence of music. That's something that's something that I look for on people that I collaborate with. Is that it's not only about money or want to make a song that it gets people's head and that's it. Is more about that. Is touching people. Is touching people's hearts. Is how you making your song memorable for someone else. How you making your song change change people's process of thought of thinking. How you making people changing bad feelings and turning into good feelings. Is we have a big power as a music artist, and we that's how I see it. That's how I see my journey always.
I love that. I love the idea of using what your background is and like what the stuff is that you were listening to as a kid as a blueprint of how to like construct your new career. That's so cool. And it's such a good way to kind of look back and use that information going forward, you know?
Yeah. Yes. I'm really grateful. Also grateful for my team. My mixing engineer is my cousin. His name
Oh,
is
cool.
David Ortiz. He's back in Colombia. He's mixing right now all my songs for the tour. And my publicity guy is my brother. His name is Camilo. He lives in Colombia too.
Love it.
And I'm working with them. I always want to keep my people close because it's people that I really love, people that I really appreciate. You know, if I can give them some job, some work, and just I'll be happy just to work with them. And they're always so super supportive with me, always showing me great results, always putting their hearts on what they do, and that's something I admire about people like you, people like Larry, people like that wave, that we are putting our hearts into this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're not on a social media all the time, or if you're just not on social media. Is when we go to events and we share and we see our music, that's what really matters. It's because it's happening in the present, it's happening in the moment, and 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 it's a real talk when we get together. And
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so important to like have that constant sense of community, you know, bringing it from the family into the community. And, you know, then once you get the work going in the community, like handing it back to your family and like being like, I always want these people in my life. I love them. I want them
Yeah.
to be part of my journey. I think that's such a
Yeah.
great approach.
Yeah. And because they've been with me since the beginning, bro. So I have to appreciate. It's something that I learned here. They want people.
Yeah.
Love to want people. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. And it's cool too, because like your wife, as you've stated, is a photographer. So it's even like it's all like a big old family business, you know? Like everyone's kind of doing something with the music. That's so beautiful. I love that that's been like part of your life forever, with your uncles having those live bands, and you're like, okay, they showed me how to do it, you know? You incorporate your family into everything. You know, you make them a part of it.
Yes. I feel a sense of responsibility with them, and carry them with them along my journey, because I've been receiving opportunities here in the United States that are hard to get in Colombia. Colombia is a tough country, and if I can share some of my opportunities and results with my family, I'll be always happy to do it.
I love it. That's so cool. And I was curious because you talked about like dancing and feeling the rhythm and the importance that had in kind of developing your sense of rhythm and your sense of rhythm on tracks. Have you ever considered like having dancing happen while you're rapping?
Yes.
Have you ever thought about like incorporating that into your performance in some way?
Yes. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about taking classes here.
Oh, cool.
Like hip hop classes, or different, so I can be a performer, where I can have just my mic here, so I can have all my body free, talk with people, dance, but yeah, it's definitely something I've been planning. I've been thinking. I just have to take action on it. Yeah. Something that I've been overthinking a little bit, just to really take some dance classes. But I'll do it. It's something that definitely I've been thinking about, because it will add so much to the show. It's gonna be it's something that will add more, and people will appreciate it, and it's something that I have to do. Yes.
Oh, I'm excited. I think that'll be really, really cool to see how that evolves and how that shapes things. You know, being able to dance on top of tracks, and like, I feel like it's just gonna keep. I mean, I love all the consideration you're putting into performance, and I love how you have all these plans to keep like building stuff into it. It's awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and I really appreciate this interview. Because I'm not usually talking about this stuff too much. It's something very private. It's about my thoughts, and I really appreciate this, so I can express it to you. And to everyone that's gonna be listening to this interview, shout out to everyone. Shout out to you, Kevin, for always be there, bro. And I have just probably what are your plans with the album? When is the album releasing?
Oh, so the album's actually coming out this Monday, because it's my grandma's birthday, March 18th. So it's coming out super soon. Yeah. And we'll have these podcasts coming out as like a companion piece. I'm very excited.
Me too. I'll be sharing everything, bro. I'll be sharing everything.
Yeah.
You made a great job. The song you have with Larry is also amazing. And it's speaking facts. We coming from the bottom, and we're strong. You know, a lot of things was never given to us, and we're just getting our stuff. You know, having our battles, winning battles, losing battles, but always learning, always growing. And I'm happy that I'm growing with people like you and the people that I've been meeting in this community. I'm really grateful about that.
Same, man. It's been great. Well, I think that's a great place to end it on, with those inspiring words. It's been so great to talk to you, Fyah. Fyah Pon Drums. Check them out everywhere if you haven't already.
Thank you, Kevin. It was a pleasure. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Las Vegas community, Larry Coleman, Toto Entertainment. Shout out to Kevin Besse, Shikari, and everyone that's been a part of this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Peace.
hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Indie Magazine Podcast. Be sure to rate, subscribe, and share with friends who enjoy music, movies, and TV. We'll be back with another episode from this series soon, where Kevin sits down with Pure Joy. You won't want to miss that.